In the small village of Kuje, life was simple but hard. People woke up early to work the land, and by evening, they gathered around the fire to tell stories. The village was poor, and food was always scarce. Among the villagers was a woman named Mara, who lived in a small, humble hut with her 2 sons, Efim and Lamach. Mara worked as much as she could, but no matter how hard she tried, they barely had enough to eat. The twins, Efim and Lamach, helped her as much as they could, but still, life was difficult. The villagers often talked about the strange things happening in the forest. There were rumors of a terrible creature called the Black Horror that haunted the woods at night. It would attack the village, burning crops, stealing livestock, and frightening everyone with its terrifying roars. But Mara always told the boys to keep their heads high, that one day, things would change for the better. The villagers whispered among themselves, wondering if anything could ever stop the creature. They tried everything, but nothing worked. Some said the creature was a curse. Others believed it was a punishment sent by the gods. Efim and Lamach often heard these talks, and sometimes they dreamed of what the future might hold. They didn't know why, but they felt that they were meant to do something important, something that could change their lives and their village forever. But for now, they were just 2 poor boys helping their mother survive. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The Black Horror attacked more often, and the fear grew stronger. One cold morning, Efim and Lamach were walking to the market when they noticed something strange. The wind was still, and the animals were quiet. There was an odd feeling in the air, like something was about to happen. The twins couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. That night, as the village slept, the Black Horror attacked again. This time, it was worse than ever. It destroyed crops and set fire to the forest. The villagers ran in fear, but it was always too late. The creature was too powerful. Efim and Lamach decided they could no longer sit by and watch. They knew they had to do something, even if they didn't know how. The fear in their hearts was replaced with determination. They told their mother they were going into the forest to find the creature and stop it. Mara tried to stop them, but the twins were firm. "We have to try, Mother," Efim said. "If not us, then who?" That evening, the twins ventured into the dark forest. The trees were tall and twisted, the air thick with fog. Every step they took felt heavier, but they pushed on, driven by the idea that their lives were meant for something greater. The deeper they walked, the darker it became. The Black Horror's presence filled the air. Suddenly, from the shadows, the creature emerged. It was massive, covered in shadows, with eyes that glowed like fire. The roar it let out shook the earth beneath them. Efim and Lamach froze, their hearts racing. "Do not fear," Efim whispered to Lamach. "We have to fight." Efim rushed forward, throwing a stone at the creature, while Lamach searched for a way to stop it. The Black Horror's growls echoed through the forest, and it lunged at them with terrifying speed. The twins fought with all their strength, but no matter what they did, the creature was too strong. Just as they were about to give up, a voice rang out from the darkness. "You are not alone, my children." It was Mara. She stepped into the clearing, holding a small bundle. Her face was calm, but her eyes showed years of worry and love. "You were always meant for something greater," she said softly. "You have the power to heal, not destroy." Mara opened the bundle, revealing an ancient object, a stone that glowed with soft light. She raised it high, and as she did, the stone shined brighter than anything they had ever seen. The Black Horror paused, its dark form shaking. Mara whispered a prayer, one that Efim and Lamach had never heard before. The Black Horror began to change. Its burning eyes faded, and its massive form shrank. Slowly, it turned into a gentle spirit, its anger and darkness vanishing. The creature, no longer a monster, bowed its head and disappeared into the mist. Efim and Lamach stood in shock, their hearts still pounding. They had done it, but the victory came with a heavy price. Mara had given everything she had, her strength, her life, to make the creature disappear. She collapsed into her son's arms, smiling softly as she passed away. When the twins returned to Kuje, the villagers couldn't believe what they were hearing. The black horror was gone. The land, once cursed, began to heal. The crops grew back, and the animals returned. The village leader, grateful and in awe, organized a grand celebration to honor the twins and their mother. A statue was built in the center of Kuje. It showed Efim and Lamach standing strong, their mother beside them, watching over the village. The legend of their bravery and their mother's sacrifice was passed down for generations. Efim and Lamach never forgot what they had learned. They had lived a life of suffering, but in the end, they brought peace to their home. And they always remembered that, even in the darkest times, hope was something they could carry inside them.